Also going live on our WSIP Facebook page. Going to do a Facebook Live if you want to join us by video. And we are, as we do every Wednesday morning at this time, we're joined by Johnson County Judge Executive Mark McKenzie. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Adam. How are you this morning?
Doing pretty good this morning. How about you?
Doing all right. Yes, sir. Doing well. Thanks.
Hot out there, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that probably needs to be the topic of conversation this morning because that seems to be in the forefront of all of our minds, I think, right now. It's pretty oppressive at this point, and obviously it's dangerous. And I think we probably need to share some information, Adam, about, some opportunity within the community if folks should need services, and remind them that if they need services, if it's an emergency situation, please obviously call 911. If it's a situation where that you have an unmet need related to the situation that we're dealing with, you can always call emergency management at 789-2260, and certainly they are always happy to try to connect to services. But Adam, the heat is obviously very challenging for folks, and when we reach this point in time, we obviously think about making sure that we provide opportunities for individuals who are needing relief from the heat for whatever reason. Maybe they're unsheltered, or they have circumstances with their home, that they don't have the services they need at their home, and they're seeking it elsewhere to get some relief from this. And so, with that in mind, we try to always identify cooling opportunities, within our community. So we have. We always will talk to our fire departments about being on standby, in the event that folks geographically in their communities would need services. But then we also think about within the city limits as well, providing services for individuals. And so we posted this yesterday, but wanted to share that we do have a cooling center open. The fiscal court reached out to Frontier Behavioral Health and talked to them, and then we also talked with the city to be able to open a cooling center at 236 College Street to provide some relief from the heat. That center will be open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. They obviously will offer support there for folks who may need cooling services, Adam. So, it's a challenging time, and it can be even more challenging for some individuals because of the circumstances that they find themselves in. So we want to try to help meet the community needs as much as we possibly can.
Most certainly. And I believe it's we're talking about triple digits today for heat index values, 90s for actual temperature highs, and it's a heat advisory that the National Weather Service has out. So certainly encourage folks to take all those precautions. If you got to be out, then stay hydrated, that kind of thing. It's just like you said, it's dangerously hot.
It really is. And so, again, the cooling center is open at 236 College Street from 10 to 7 to help with folks who might need those services. And again, if you have other questions about other services you need, please call emergency management 789-2260. Again, we have other folks who have been placed on standby to assist with things, because we can experience power outages, Adam, from this, because of the demand that as it increases for the cooling and in all of our facilities, our buildings here in the community. And so we have to also be wary of that also. Don't want to leave the conversation also without saying certainly, we need to take care of our pets during this time as well. Make sure that your pets have plenty of water, make sure that they have shade, shelter, for their well-being also. It's a time where we have to, for everything we're responsible for, ourselves, our families, our friends, our community, and our pets, everything we're responsible for, we need to make sure we're doing the best we can to protect them.
And don't leave them in vehicles, pets, or especially children.
Absolutely,
but I mean, it's one of those things that I think it should be obvious to folks, but I know a lot of people, a lot of times they'll run in a store, they'll leave their dog in the vehicle or something. That's dangerously hot for them.
It doesn't take long, especially in these temperatures, obviously. And the other thing, too, is I think we also have a hard time maintaining focus in this heat. When we're out in the heat, it's hard to maintain your focus. So sometimes people inadvertently, do things that they never would do under normal circumstances, but the heat creates additional stress and challenge on us mentally, and we don't always think clearly. So it's probably one of those things where that pace is important, to kind of make sure that we're pacing ourselves through this process, and that way we're thinking as clearly as we can and making good decisions, because we could inadvertently make a decision that we never would make under normal circumstances.
Sure. Yeah. don't want a sad story out of it, but you
Absolutely.
sometimes you hear those in events like this. So
you do, absolutely. So it's just again, keep in mind emergency management's there to be a resource, as they always are. 789-2260. The cooling center is open at 236 College Street, as well as others are on standby as well. But Adam, we appreciate you letting us have the opportunity to kind of remind folks of the obvious, but sometimes all of us need to be reminded of the obvious.
Sure. And, of course, we're here every Wednesday morning with you, Judge, and we appreciate the weekly updates. And we'll talk to you again next Wednesday right around 10, okay?
Yes, sir. Look forward to it. Thank you, Adam.
It's
Everyone stay
98.9
safe.
WSIP.